Hey guys, welcome. Stop Renting Podcast. Rodrigo Posada,
Kara Burger.
Shoreline Group.
Yes, that's us.
Sarasota, Florida.
Sarasota, Florida.
We got merch on.
We have our matching shirts today. So if you want a shirt, just let us know.
We're selling the merch.
Yeah, we're selling them. Super cool. So today we are going to talk about top mistakes realtors make.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So we're all human and we all make mistakes and it happens.
It does happen.
So we're going to talk about it. Yay. Let's not talk about the ones I've made. We'll talk about everybody else.
It's all hypotheticals.
Yes, hypotheticals. I mean, we can all agree this happens. So, number 1, neglecting lead follow-up. Big one.
I think that's a major one. So I'm a prime example of my philosophy behind it is basically follow up until one of you passes away. So I've had clients that I've followed up for 2 or 3 years and they've bought at the end of 2 or 3 years. Again, there's people that I've been following up for with 2 or 3 years that don't answer me. But I think follow-up is an extremely important part of real estate. I think a lot of people think that you can just have a good conversation with somebody and then that's it.
Right.
So when they're ready to buy a house in 6 or 7
months, they're going to think of you.
Yeah, which doesn't happen no matter how good you are. You need to obviously bring value, but always what I use is stay top of mind. So obviously don't just check in for hey, I'm just checking in. I have a reason to check in or some value that you're providing in that conversation. But yeah, staying top of mind with clients and follow up is, I would say, most of the business.
Yeah, most of the business for sure. I mean, there's going to be people that we've worked with that was looking a year ago. That happens. But as long as you stay top of mind and check in every so often, even if they say don't check in, just do it anyway.
Just check in. Just drop a text message.
Unless you have a couple of those that are really leave me alone, and then you're okay, you get to respect that. But
correct. But within reason,
check
100%.
in. Poor time management.
Yeah, I think so. Real estate, a lot of people, myself included, I think Kara, started real estate not just because, but one of the main reasons for starting real estate is that you do get a lot of control over your own time. Whether you're on a team or you're with a smaller brokerage or a bigger, whatever it is, if you're a realtor, you have pretty much full control of your own time.
Yep.
Obviously, there's teams that have office hours and sales meetings, but the majority of the time, it's up to you.
Create your own schedule. You're
correct.
You're your own boss in that sense.
And
it's up to you. And I feel like you have to be very self-sufficient to be a successful real estate agent, because when you have, you can do whatever you want, but then some people poor time management and don't do the things they need to do. Because if you don't manage your time well and have a calendar, you're not going to get anything done. You're not going to make any money or business. So time management's a huge one. But it is nice having that freedom. So it's you get the freedom, but you also have to make sure, you're constantly working. You might be in the grocery store. You might be looking for groceries and you're emailing or calling somebody. Correct. But we multitask.
We multitask. And I think, the time management part, I think, is super important. The way I do it, I designate 2 or 3 hours every morning from 9 to 12, 9 to 11 to get as much done as I need to, because I know after that, the day is going to get pretty hectic.
Right.
So, and again, we're not saying you have to do a 9 to 5 time frame. That's a bit excessive. And in real estate, because it is such a high stress environment, especially when you're doing it at volume, maybe that's too much time, but you should designate a few hours every day to work on your business, and stick to that schedule. Hold yourself accountable to that schedule. Right. So I definitely see a lot of agents that don't do that, and it leads to worse burnout or just lack of business.
Yeah. So then you're not organized. It's just be organized. Do your checklist of what you need to do.
Correct.
Who you need to talk to, what you need to follow up with. Whatever.
Yeah, and designate time to work on the business, not just, whatever time I have tomorrow, I'll figure out. It's no, tomorrow from 9 to 12 or whatever, I'm going to be working. So
specify.
Yeah, time management, super important.
Yes. A lack of market knowledge.
I think lack of most types of knowledge is what I would rephrase that one as.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely, if you're selling in an area, I don't think it's too much to ask for that you know about the area that you're selling in.
Or I think if you aren't familiar with it, then do your research.
Correct. Educate yourself,
yeah, I think that's super important.
Yeah. I think a lot of people some people, I guess, in the market have negative opinions of realtors because they don't think that we do enough. And I think the agents out there that are not educated on the market, the processes, all the aspects of it, I think those agents give those people in the market that don't like us reason to not like us, because
I'm a bad rep.
Yeah, it's a bad rep, because when somebody asks you a question, if your answer is, let me go find that out for you, to every single question, that's not good. You should have, obviously, if it's some wild thing that you've never heard of, But within reason, most questions are going to be questions you get asked over and over again as an agent over the years. So you should learn it and be able to knowledgeably
retain it and then go, actually, I know the answer to
this. And it does, and it gives you a lot of confidence, which I think is like a big part of it, because when somebody asks you like an interesting question about real estate and you're able to give a good intelligent answer, that it boosts your confidence. Like obviously the client's going to be impressed and you're going to be impressed with yourself. You're like, okay, I knew that. So it just makes everything better and it gives you a little bit of extra confidence, which again, it's sales, so confidence is extremely important. The more you know, the more confident you are. The way I would say it.
We're always learning. It's good to always learn. Yeah, Teddy wanted to join.
Teddy can't help but be part of the team.
Failing to set expectations with clients.
Yeah, so
communication about timelines, pricing.
Correct. Then I guess that goes back to what we were talking about, like just the negative experience that people have. There's a lot of steps in real estate before and during and after you buy a house. And I think a good agent is obviously knowledgeable about that process.
Right.
And is able to communicate it to somebody like, hey, we're going to go see houses. When you like one, we're going to write an offer. During the offer negotiating process, this is what goes. This is how it goes. Like once we're under contract, this is what happens, as opposed to just, oh, this is the stage we're in now, and just letting people know when you're in the stage. So setting clear expectations with clients from the beginning is extremely important. And it's easy. It's something easy to not do. And I'm sure there's a lot of clients that it wouldn't bother them, but
I know, I agree. I feel like giving them a heads up of, because like we said before in another episode, it can be very fast paced in the beginning.
Correct.
So kind of telling like, okay, so this is the house you like. This is what we need from you to put an offer in. Then we're going to put the offer in. This is what happens next. Like a whole, little quick thing of everything that's about to happen, because it can be a lot. So I think disclosing everything, and if that person's really prepared and ready to go.
Correct. No, and I think because if you do like the house, it kind of would suck to go see the house and then explain to them, okay, now that we know you like this house and you want to put an offer, now this is the process, as opposed to like, hey, we're gonna go see houses tomorrow. If you do like a house, this is the process that it would be like to put an offer in X, Y, and Z, etc.
Right. Ignoring social media and online presence.
Oh, super huge one.
Especially in our day and age.
And this is something that we talk about extensively. We try to do this podcast. We do a lot of social media. We, in our Shoreline team, we are definitely strong believers that the future of real estate is going to have a lot to do with social media, from a knowledge point of view, from a discovering new areas, from knowing the process, so people are better educated as buyers and sellers. So every part of it. So much of our current business models in our day and age are already on social media. For one reason or another, I think real estate's a little bit lagging in that perspective.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, but in time, it's going to catch up.
I think so. I think there's a lot of people are kind of understanding and getting the hint a little bit that you should have a presence there. But we're big believers in that, because we have our phones on us 24/7. 24/7, and I think it's just changing. Everything's evolving, but I think social media is great.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people buy a lot of things these days on social media or through social media. So again, an investment product is gonna, like a home is a big investment product kind of that you would buy, or like your future home, whatever. It's still something that you're buying, and you're gonna educate yourself of the process of buying it and where you should buy and why you should buy through social media. I think just as time goes on, it's gonna be more and more important. One caveat to that I will say is try to do it what's the word?
What?
Correctly.
Correct. Yeah, there's ways you can do it properly.
Yes. With bringing knowledge to it, and I think, I don't know, I see a lot of videos of real estate agents doing funny things.
Yeah.
Reason,
no, I know what you mean.
I don't like it.
Yeah, Ron is not a fan, but I get it. I think there's a fine line where you're just trying to take a video of yourself walking around the street and whatever, or you're actually trying to educate the people, your viewers, or showcasing an area.
Correct.
I think that makes a difference if you're actually wanting. You have to think about the viewer. You're wanting to help them. You're wanting to show them, not just look cool on camera and post it on your Instagram and feel like you're super cool.
Yeah. No, and I definitely and I think that's what I tell the team.
Selling sunset, everyone says that. It's great.
Yes.
But don't try to be like that 24/7.
It's hard. No, and people can tell. No, but I think Kara said it perfectly. You should be providing some value in each of your videos. In every piece of content you put out should have something valuable, not just you getting splashed with water in the face and saying, hey, if you want to buy in Houston, call me.
Yeah.
I think those are the videos that kind of eke me.
Cringe.
Stop doing that. So provide some content. Go do something productive for the viewer, not just something funny. But that's my 2 cents. We'll see.
Yeah.
What the future holds, if I'm right or not.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, maybe we can do a bloopers one. We have plenty of those.
That would be fun. Bloopers.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Overpricing listings.
Yeah.
That's
so
a
I
big
think
mistake.
Huge mistake. We did a whole episode on why you shouldn't overprice from the seller's perspective. And the reason we did that video is because there's a lot of people that obviously when they go to sell their house, the number they have in their mind a lot of times is overpriced because for whatever reason is higher than what it should be. So a lot of listing agents, what they'll do instead of having a frank conversation and say, hey, this is where we should price the house, they'll just say, you know what, Mr. Seller, you're right. The house is worth $450. Let's get a listing agreement, and now the house is listed at $450. The comps are $400. So it's obviously overpriced, but in order to get the listing agent just said, yeah, sure, whatever you think, which is not, in my opinion, it's not the right way to do it. I'm sure given a few months, they'll price drop and it'll probably still sell below 400, but whatever. But the listing agent as a way of like a sales tactic to get the listing.
Yeah, just say like agree with them. Yeah, great. Yeah, let's do that. I think, I agree with you is not.
Which is, and I think it just
you're there to help them and give them the knowledge and educate them. Like this is like, and you probably like they probably would have a lot of bad feedback saying that it's overpriced, and it's like instead of just not having to deal with that, just from the start, put it on like price it right.
Yeah, or at the very least, and I've had clients where we have a conversation, it's back and forth, but I give myself like the I'm proud that I don't. If I know it's overpriced, like I'm gonna be very like not rude, but like just from like, hey, that price is higher than the market's gonna withstand. If we then agree to do it and then we'll drop the price in 2 weeks, fine. But you as the agent show up as a more educated agent. If you can say, fine, we'll go at $450, but just please know that that's overpriced because of these comps, and have obviously numbers, and it's not just your opinion. You have like facts and stats. But I and we see it all the time that just properties are like crazy overlisted, and then I don't know, but hopefully the agent presented their case properly. But I know for a fact there's a lot that just say, oh yeah, you know what, Mr. Seller, you're right. Let's just price it at this number. And then that obviously causes headaches down the line because it's not going to sell all the other things we've talked about. So.
No.
So stop overpricing.
Yeah, it's a big one. I get it. Not investing in professional marketing.
Yeah, so I think the same as like the follow-up. I think the marketing, especially if you're going to be trying to do, I think if you're trying to do buy sides just as much, but definitely if you're listing, the way you market yourself and your team and your brand is indicative of how you're going to market and brand somebody's house when you go to sell it. So we've talked about like the agents who take pictures on their phones of houses or like different things. So
different quality. It's like you yourself and your team are just like a quality of product that you're providing to the seller. So you want to do the best you can. You don't want to take pictures off your phone. You don't want to, you'll be professional about it.
Correct. Yeah. And I just, the best way I can say is like your brand and how you exhibit yourself is a direct reflection of how you're going to brand and sell whatever product. And then for the buy side, like when you present yourself as somebody who's knowledgeable, then you're going to be an asset to the buyers when it goes time to showing houses. You're not just opening doors and collecting.
You're there to give them advice and guide them along the way.
Correct.
Failing to build a strong network.
Yeah. So network in terms of title companies, other realtors, mortgage companies, inspectors, trade people, all that stuff is extremely important. There's going to be a lot of times that people reach out to you. I had one the other day, a gentleman who's thinking of listing his house in the next few months. He had some hurricane damage. What's missing? Hey, Rod, I can't find a tree guy, and the screens are still ripped in the lanai. Don't worry. Here you go. These are one of my neighbors. He's a tree guy. I talk to him all the time. Helped out. And then the screen company, obviously after hurricanes, the screen companies are all busy. But I have direct contact with one of the owners, so he was able to help them out. So little things like that obviously help. I'm not saying I'm going to win the listing because of that, but it doesn't hurt the fact that I was able to provide value outside of just this is how we're going to sell the house.
Looking connected is always a good thing. Yeah. It's always impressive. Nice. It's like good. Like, you feel like that person really has your back because if they don't know something or you don't know something, they have other people they can reach out to.
Correct. Yeah. So building a strong network of everything related. And that's not just those things, but also attorneys.
Yeah.
Wholesalers, the whole 9 yards. So as many people as you can, creditors, people who repair credit, like as many people as you can have a conversation with so that they're not only an asset for you, but you're also an asset for them. I think it's extremely important.
Like, I got you. I got the people. I got all the people.
Yes.
Not asking for referrals and reviews. True. Yeah. Because I feel like people are afraid to do that.
Yeah.
It's kind of awkward. Maybe you feel funny, but like, why not?
Yeah. I think the reviews one, the referrals is like pretty straightforward.
Right.
Yeah.
That's whatever.
But I think the reviews, and I know because we do like we have a Google business page for our team, and it is still awkward to this day, even if it's like been an amazing transaction.
I should do that. I'm just thinking, I'm like, maybe I should send it to a couple people.
Yeah. I have the link, and you can just send them the link and be like, hey, thank you so much. Congratulations on your home. If you'd be so kind, it would mean the world to me if you left us a Google review. Because it's true, like this day and age, that's one of the best social proofs that you can have is strong, not obviously a strong Instagram and Facebook and yada, yada, but even on Google, like when somebody Googles your business, if you have whatever number of 5-star reviews, that obviously shows you can't fake those. That's obviously something that's important and people have taken the time to do it. So to your point, it is awkward. I don't think it'll ever not be awkward, but
I just feel like some people, if you're like, you feel like you're asking, but I mean, most of the time, if you're a good agent and you have great clients, they're gonna be happy to do so.
Correct.
They're gonna be like, heck yeah, like you're a rock star. Let me give you that Google review.
Yes, I love my Google reviews. Yeah. No, but I had one the other day. Like I asked her for it, and she didn't do it. And then I asked her like a week and a half later, and she's like, yeah, and she still hasn't done it. But it's okay. Like,
it's okay to follow up with it because people are busy. Like it's fine.
I think the third time asking for the Google review.
Yeah, it's like okay, maybe they don't want to give me one.
Okay.
That's fine.
It's okay.
It's okay.
I did my best.
Being transaction focused instead of relationship focused.
100%.
100%.
I can't even count the number of times that we've had interactions with other agents, and it's like, dude, like it's incredibly evident that you are just here to make money.
Yeah.
You are not here to better anybody's anything. And again, we all need to make money. We're all doing this job to make money, but you should still have a genuine desire to want to help people and build relationships. Because I can't think of anything worse. And this happened like during COVID, like you would sell people houses and the house ended up not being the house that they wanted because it was a feeding frenzy. And then now I still have relationships with those people that I stay in contact with all my previous clients, but it's like they're not very happy with the house. They still love us and me, but they don't love the house. And that's a bad feeling to me. So I think building those types of relationships with each client is extremely important.
Very important.
Because like the lady that sold us our house, like we heard from her for a few months after, and then that's it.
Yeah.
And I refuse to do that myself and our team to do that. So I think maintaining relationships with everybody is extremely important.
You're always there. You want them to feel like if it's a year gone by and they have a question about real estate or something, you want them to you be at top of mind for them to contact you.
Yeah. And it's also like, and if you do ask for referrals like directly, but then you never follow up with the person.
Oh, that's horrible.
That just looks bad.
That looks horrible.
Don't do that.
If someone's gonna refer someone to you, you need to talk to them like right then.
Correct. No, exactly. And I think like a referral to me, like the reviews, obviously you got to ask for them, but the referrals are almost more organic and they stem from like properly building relationships with people and not dropping off the face of the earth the second you get your commission check.
A lot of people do. A lot of people do. Wow.
So
that's really top mistakes, unless you can think of any others. I mean, like we said, time management, organization.
Yeah.
Relationship.
I think the emotion part is that we talked about it. I think that would be a good one to touch on.
Not letting your emotions, like if you're frustrated or something, don't let that reflect on the transaction. That's just going to make it difficult for everybody. Like if you're having a really crappy day, we all do, but don't try to project it onto your client, your seller, your buyer, whoever.
Yeah. 100%. And I think a lot
of people freak out.
No, yeah. And my favorite one is because, again, markets change, and we've had a few points over the years where we're in like a really strong buyer's market where like the buyers can basically do whatever they want. And there's sometimes that listing agents get, for lack of a better term, like offended at an offer. And it's
right. I've had that too. It's like, are you really going to do that?
Yeah.
It's like yeah, I am.
Yeah. Like, I don't know what you want from me. Like, I spoke to my buyers and this is the price that they agreed to. Like, you don't know if I tried to get them to come up higher or I made my case and maybe it didn't work. But I think that's one of the craziest ones. And it's like, and I'm not talking about like slight passive aggressive responses. I'm saying like outright upset.
Right.
Like, why would you present that, this and this?
And they don't want to present. It's like you need,
which is illegal.
Yeah, you are legally, you have to present it to your seller.
Yeah.
And this is it. This is what they feel, and behind the scenes, you don't know what happened. Yeah. Like you said, they could be very stubborn. This is what they truly want to do. Yeah. What are you going to say? No, we're not. Let's move on to the next house. No, you're going to go for it. That puts a bad taste in your mouth when you're working with an agent directly.
Correct. And I've had agents that have done that, and I've worked with them again in the future. Yeah, and it always stays there, and it's and I don't see the need for it because at the end of the day, like we all want to do this job again, to like make a living and pay for like our lives. And the only way that happens is with closed transactions. So we obviously, no agent is proud of putting in an offer that's offensive. Yeah. And I tell my clients, like, this offer may or may not offend the buyer. The seller and the listing agent, but you would hope that it offends them and like professional about it. But yeah, the agents, both on the buy and the sell side. And it's not like
if you are kind of lowballing it, and I feel like most agents are a little like, oh, all right, we're gonna do this. Like, you get a little nervous, but like, we're not doing this for the fun of it. Yeah, like, it's not like we're like, obviously, if we're putting a little offer in, we probably tried to help our client go up a little bit, but they wouldn't. So be it. So don't give us a hard time on that.
And it happens all the time. So, and then I've had one. So I had a listing. I remember this one.
Oh gosh.
And like, it was the meanest thing I've been ever, like, I worked in corporate America. Yeah, I worked in corporate America, and this lady was like pretty up there in terms of just like belittling me because she thought we were grossly overpriced. And we ended up selling it for $15,000 under our purchase price.
Okay, so yeah, normal, yeah.
But no, dude, but like, she went to go see it and then didn't really give me like any feedback. And it was listing agent of company. So I was there, and like, I had a nice chat with her and her buyer and everything. And then she called me, I don't know, like 2 or 3 days later, or I called her because I kept asking for feedback. She wouldn't give it to me. And then finally I called her, and it was like belittling me. Like, how long have you been doing real estate? Like, where did you get your comps? This house is so overpriced. You're never going to sell it. What are you doing? Blah. And it's like,
Lord. Never mind. I don't want your feedback.
I apologize. I shouldn't have called you. But yeah, that day will forever stick with me. But yeah, just don't be like that. Like, there's just no reason to do that.
No, there's a way you can go about things. Like, if you feel, if it's priced too high and you want to just tell the agent that, you can do that. You can certainly do that. And if you're just trying to help them out, there's a nice way you can do things. Or, hey, this is my advice. You just saying, like, blah, blah, blah. I think this is a little bit too high. Maybe if you guys come down, you might see a lot of new buyers.
Correct.
Awesome. Thanks for the feedback. Okay, cool.
No,
like, that's one way to handle it.
Exactly. I had one the other day. We went to go do a showing. I was representing the buyers, and because of the whole lawsuit that's going on now with the commissions, I had to call beforehand and ask what the commission was. Right. And these buyers have bought several properties with me, so I've already gone over with them what the NRA lawsuit was and all that stuff, so they're very cognizant of it. And the listing agent gave us, and she was doing for sale by owner. She gave a specific number in terms of commission. I won't disclose the number, but I relayed that to my buyers, and it affected their opinion of the house.
Right.
So was I rude about it to her? No, I called her, or she called me 2 days later, and I explained to her, I'm like, hey, I would suggest that you probably raise that number, because these days buyers are a lot more educated than people realize, especially if they have a good buyer's agent who's educating them. So that's negatively affecting you in the home sale. And she did the whole 9. She was like trying to basically, through sympathy, get my buyers to buy it, saying I need to go do this and this for family reasons.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, it was hard.
Don't do that either. Don't throw
it was a lot. But but I told her, I'm like, very nicely over text, I was like, hey, I wouldn't do. I told her, don't do the family thing, because that just makes everybody awkward.
Yeah.
But also, like, don't, because you're trying to save that little bit of commission up front, it is negatively affecting. And again, the house has been on the market for 180 days, so it was a little bit overpriced as well. But the moral of the story being, like, you can give feedback of whatever kind you want, peacefully and respectfully, and without resulting to insults.
Yeah. There's no reason for it.
Yeah, and it happens all the time. It does happen.
We're all on the same team, right? We're all trying to help each other out and be successful.
Yes, which is, like, again,
back in the world.
Yeah, it goes back to, like, the relationship thing, like real estate, and most transactions you're going to be dealing with another agent, and Sarasota's not that big, so you're going to deal with the same agents over and over again. So you should probably just try to be nice to everybody.
Attitude,
regardless,
is everything.
Yes.
I think so.
Yes, attitude is very important.
That's top mistakes that realtors make. There's probably plenty more if you let us know.
Yeah,
but,
comment.
But stay tuned for next episode.
Cool. Thank you, guys.
Bye.